Hello, my sweet and precious children. I'm delighted to have you back, my algebra kids. Thank you for enjoying this lovely video. Today we're going to talk about lesson 46, conjunctions. Conjunctions. I think this is actually really neat. This is a part of those inequalities, okay? Now, if you were in English class and you said pick a number between 1 and 10, you would write it like that, right? You'd say pick a number between 1 and 10. We can't do that in math because it looks like 1 minus 10, which would give us -9. So we have this really fancy way of saying pick a number between 1 and 10, right? What we do is we throw our unknown, our x, right here in the middle. Now, if we pick a number between 1 and 10, and that includes 1 or 10, you can use those numbers. It's going to be less than equal to, means it can include 1, just like that. So the way we would read this is, okay, pick a number between 1 and 10, including both 1 and 10 can be included in that. So that's just a number sentence, the way that we write things. Now, let's talk about graphing that, right? So we know that 1 starts here, 10 is over here. Let's give this number line some context, so let's throw a 5 in here, right? Just something that comes in between there. This guy is, it's got this line, so it says included to, so it's gonna be a solid circle, okay? Solid circle on the 10 too, because that can be included as well. And then what we do is we shade right in between these two, just like that. Shade right in between those. That will give, that says, hey, pick a number between 1 and 10, including 1 or 10. So let's try some of these other ones. Let's look at an example number 1. This one says 5 is less than x, which is less than 10. So this one's slightly different. This we have a 5 and we have a 10. Let's throw something in here just to like 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So in this case, do you notice there's no line down here below this? That means that it's a number between 5 and 10, but does not include 5 or 10. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9, or any of those decimals that are in between there, which is, an infinite number of decimals in between there. But we do know that it comes in between those, so we shade it just like that. Okay, with these, by the way, your smallest is always on this side and your largest is on this side, so then it's less than, less than. If for whatever reason you got like this, 12 is greater than -7. Now you know that this is written incorrectly because the smaller number needs to be on the left side. So you'd have to rewrite it as this, okay, a number between -7 and +12. So it has to be written correctly. Okay, so example number 2. This one says -2 less than x less than or equal to 4. So again, we have a -2, we have a 4. We got to give this number line some context. Let's throw something in the middle there. It doesn't have to be exactly in the middle, but we know that 0 is probably like somewhere over here, right? So now we know that this guy is going to be an open circle. This one is going to be closed, and then we shade everything in between those. All right, so let's say that for example number 3, you have this guy right here. Here's our number line. We've got a -5, and then like -3, and then this is a 0. I just threw that -3 in there to give it context. This guy is a closed circle. This guy is an open circle, and it's shaded in between here. What you're saying is, okay, -5 and 0. So -5, 0, throw an x in between here, and then you go less than. This is shaded, so we got to throw a little equal sign underneath there. This is open, so we're going to go like this, okay? So that's how you would write it in reverse if you were given the graph and you needed to write it. Let's try those practice problems on page 186. Practice problem A. Draw a number line for this guy. All right, this is going to be -5. This is going to be 4. Somewhere in between there is 0, so I'm just going to throw that in there. This is going to be an open circle because there's no equal sign. This is going to be a closed circle because there's an equal sign here. And then we shade everything in between. Let's look at B. -7 less than x, which is less than -2. So are these in order? Yes. Smallest, largest, good. -7 here, -2 here. Throw something in the middle to give it some context. -5 maybe? I don't know. You don't even really have to do that middle context thing. It's not that big of a deal if you don't. Those are both open because there's no equal sign, and we shade everything that comes in between there. All right, that's A and B. This is a quick lesson, guys. C, write a conjunction that describes this graph. It says -3 and then there's a 2. This is open, this is closed. All right, so you're gonna write that as -3, 2, x in the middle, less than, less than. This one is shaded, so you gotta throw an equal sign underneath there. So D is write a conjunction that designates the numbers that are greater than or equal to -2. So greater than, negative or equal to -2, and then less than 5. Okay, well, let's put these in order first. -2 goes on this side, 5 goes on this side. X is gonna go in between here. Then we're gonna make it look just like that, right? Because if we had these X's over here, I would see how this is opening to the X. When we flip it around, see how it's still opening to the X? All right, so graph that guy, we get -2, 5, open, open, shade. Then we look at these and we see, oh, there's an equal sign, so make sure you shade that one in, okay? Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you. That was a pretty quick lesson. So I'll see you on lesson 47. Thanks, guys.